This case is unfolding into one of the most troubling and mysterious in recent memory. A suspect, charged with the murders of 3 children and multiple attacks, is at the heart of a storm of secrecy, conflicting reports, and serious questions about the government's handling of the situation. What are they telling us? The tragic events surrounding the Southport stabbings have raised more questions than answers. It's now known that the government, Prime Minister, Home Secretary, and senior police officials were aware of the suspect's connection to terrorism well before the public was informed. This raises unsettling questions. Why were the warnings ignored? Why was the truth kept from the public for so long? Adding to the intrigue, the suspect's court appearance was delayed at the last minute due to a supposed illness, sparking even more speculation. Was this a legitimate reason, or another tactic to suppress the truth? Inconsistent reporting only deepens the confusion. Some outlets describe the suspect as defiant, while eyewitnesses say he remained silent throughout the proceedings. Is this deliberate, designed to frustrate the legal process and control the narrative? The severity of the charges, 3 counts of murder and 10 of attempted murder, should have made the situation clear. Yet the suspect has pled not guilty, causing shockwaves. Is this just arrogance, or a deliberate strategy to delay the trial and possibly negotiate a lesser sentence later? This decision doesn't add up, especially given the shocking evidence uncovered on the suspect's devices, terrorist materials, including bomb-making instructions and a so-called jihadi manual. These materials had been in his possession for at least 3 years. How could this have been allowed to happen? Despite the evidence, authorities remain suspiciously silent. Jonathan Hall KC, the government's independent reviewer of terrorism legislation, has urged transparency, yet the government's refusal to release critical details only raises more questions. Then, there's the suspect's identity. At just 17, he is legally protected from being named under the Children and Young Persons Act of 1933. But this case is different. For crimes of this magnitude, exceptions are often made, yet the authorities have gone to great lengths to shield his name. What are they protecting? What's in his background or connections that make this case so sensitive? Could it be that the government is trying to avoid public backlash? This level of secrecy has left a vacuum, filled with conspiracy theories and misinformation. False claims are spreading online about the suspect's identity and motives, fueled by the government's refusal to be open about the case. Experts warn that this strategy erodes public trust, giving rise to dangerous false narratives. But what's most disturbing isn't just the suspect or the crimes, it's the government's response. Parliament has been warned not to ask questions about the case. Why? Is this about protecting national security? Or is there something darker at play? The government's efforts to suppress the truth only raise doubts about their intentions. And then there's the timing. This trial is set to unfold during the U.S. presidential inauguration, a global event guaranteed to dominate the news cycle. Coincidence? Or a calculated effort to bury the story in the shadows while the world's attention is elsewhere? The Southport stabbings aren't just a tragic crime. They've become a litmus test for our justice system and the integrity of those in power. The truth must come to light, no matter how uncomfortable. The victims deserve justice, and the public deserves answers. The suspect's guilt or innocence will be determined in court. But the real questions go beyond the individual. Why was this case mishandled? And what else aren't we being told? Until these questions are answered, the Southport case will remain a dark stain on our society, a reminder of the dangers of prioritizing secrecy over accountability.